All right, guys, here's your channeled messages for March 10th through the 17th, the Virgo full moon lunar eclipse special edition for you guys. Messages are timeless. Whenever you find them, you're meant to find them. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let's get it. Okay, so the first two cards that fell out together. It's not that bad. Get out of your head. Overthinking, anxiety, mental prison. Calm your mind. Mind your thoughts. And then with it was the cut cords. Detach, release, take your power back. And then again, two cards fell out together. And it was, you have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. Life isn't a competition with anyone but yourself. Take the pressure off yourself. Nothing and no one else matters. It's you versus you only. And then we have, that's on you, on them. Audacity is at an all-time high in these streets. Your light is irritating the demons. Don't let low-vibing people project onto you. Return to senders with love, light, and healing, and keep it moving. That's on them. You know, it feels very much like so the these two, it's not that bad. Get out of your head. And the cut cords card came out in what I would say is the past position, and it feels like this being the eclipse, lunar eclipse, full moon in Virgo, special edition for the public video here. It feels like this is somebody. There's someone. Also, we're coming up on a Mercury retrograde, which makes it even more all the accurate for this situation. But it feels like there's someone from your past on the path of returning, who's been very much in their head about you, who's who's been very much, you cause them, you, I said this in the unrequited love video, you take up a lot of their mental capacity and space, and it feels like they've been going around and around and around and around in their head, in their mind, over like, okay, how am I going to approach them, what am I going to say to them, X, Y, and Z, right? Like trying to establish like a good type of kind of excuse and or reason for like why they're approaching you again, why they've resurfaced, and beyond that, why they maybe behaved or did what they did in the past to cause you guys to no longer talk any longer. But it it's really messing is really messing their progress up, because it feels like this is what has kept them at bay for so long. Because it, if you've not seen the unrequited love video, I highly recommend, because it feels like this is connected here, where it, the masculine energy here feels incredibly, incredibly intimidated trying to come towards you, especially since you have done all of this healing and growing and leveling up, and you're stepping into your power, and you're being, you're coming very much into alignment with who you're destined to be, your highest self, right? You're taking those in alignment steps for yourself. You're putting yourself out there as your highest divine self. You're stepping into your divine authority, and this person, like I said, feels like masculine energy. This masculine has been watching you come up, level up, level up, is what it feels like. And it's got them even more so kind of weak in the knees, shaky leaf syndrome, and the overthinking of trying to come forward has been like stalling, putting the blocks on them making forward taking forward action towards you, because it feels like this person usually is a, like, they see it, they like it, they get it type of person. But they can't do that with you. And it I've got two different energy threads splitting here. So first one is, it feels like either this is somebody that you've already cut cords with, or you're, it feels like this is somebody that you've already cut cords with, which is also why they've been trying their damnedest to try to come up with a good reason to approach you, because they already know what you're like, in that no nonsense man. They know that you ain't with the shit. For lack of better words here, I'm gonna just keep it a buck 100. It feels like they already know, like, that you're capable of ramming the sword up their ass if need be. And it's like they've already gotten a little taste of it. Mm. And then the other thread of energy, it feels like this is what you got to do with this person when they resurface, because it because it feels like you've just outgrown them. Do you know what I mean? it's not for, like I said, this is not for everyone, right? And not everybody's going to have the same outcome with whatever this masculine energy is, if this masculine energy approaches you, right? But there are some of y'all where you have grown, leveled up, healed so much at this point that they're like behind, like way behind. It's almost like you graduated and you're like a sophomore or junior in college, and they got held back, and they're still a sophomore in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like there was once a time when you guys were on the like in the same graduating class where you guys would have graduated on time at the same time, but they were effing around, right? Like they took a detour. They decided that they weren't going to do any work on whatever they were supposed to be doing on themselves. They didn't pour into themselves. They didn't do what it was that they were supposed to be doing to evolve on their soul's destined path, to make the necessary changes in their life. If it feels more like it's stuff within themselves that they just chose to not put the work in on, right? And so that essentially held them back. But you continue to grow and do what it is that you were supposed to do. Again, this is mind-blowingly close to the unrequited love video, and I remember it because that was a damn 1 hour video. It's the it's this it's it's like it it's like there was a point in time where you both were on the at the same, I hate saying like the level, yeah, like it was you guys were equal. You started at the same point, and then your growth was still kind of here, and then you got up here, and then he kind of like, and then there was a point where it is like there the masculine energy just stalled out, and you continued to grow, to elevate. And so it feels like for some of you, for the thread of energy that's over here, the conglomerate of energy that went this way at the fork, it feels like this person resurfacing is more so of a kind of like a visual representation for you to see how much you have grown, if that makes sense. Like it's almost like God source universe is being like, here, because if you wanted this at one point, like I said, it is y'all were, y'all were, but then they like stalled out. I don't know, they like stalled out, and then got held back, and you just kept on your path doing what you were supposed to be doing, like solo dolo. You held it down, you kept it 10 toes down, boots on the ground, with or without this dude beside you. You kept going. it and it feels like they've picked back up. I Now they coming in trying to, don't be trying to hijack my reading here. Like it does feel like they have picked back up on trying to resume climbing the ladder, right? But in the visual representation, it still is like, okay, so maybe now they're a senior in high school. maybe they've just graduated senior year of high school, but you're still like a sophomore or junior. And they're what I'm saying is they're still like a is the gap isn't the gap isn't where it was, where the distance was. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're because how it works energetically is energetic dissonance happens when the frequency between two beings is too far off, right? So it just creates void space, buffer zone here. And that's like where it was at. It's like you get again, you both met here, and then you got to like this point together, and you could still say it feels like there's been a while with no contact, and that while of no contact happened after you left this equal plane, this equal level with them, and you started growing past like this point, right? Because that's how far the energetic barrier allowed for you guys to have. It was like a grace period, right? But then when they didn't move and you continued, that energetic dissonance zone grew more and more, and it doesn't allow for contact. It's like a buffer zone of protection. Stay with me here. This is this is this is what's happened. So it feels like in order for this person to have been able to reach you and have contact with you, they've had to do work within themselves, right? To close that energetic gap, right? So it was this giant void space between you all. But it feels as though they've had to do work within themselves to move that notch up enough for there to be physical contact or communication between the two of you guys, right? So remember, there's like a grace space here, right? There's like a grace space. So if you're here, there, it's like they've done enough to be able to reach the grace space zone to have physical contact with you enough to be like, hey, 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 I'm here. Hey, hello. This kind of thing to like flag you down and be like, wait, wait. It's not it's not it's not I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not funny because of your situation, but like it's funny because of the imagery. He's so tired. You're like out of breath. Wait, I'm here. It's like when the train is it's like when the train is departing and you see the people trying to run after the train, like they got their bag with they're like they're running after the trying to catch the airplane before the gate closes. This is this is the imagery. It's been like putting in. It's like they were taking summer school classes and night classes on top of it to try to like expedite their process, but to close the gap enough to be able to reach you and and be like, look, I'm here. I'm sorry. I got distracted, and time went by, and then I was over here. It feels like they were over here, like doing senseless side mission. I'm sorry, but this is what it feels like. It feels like he just went masculine just went went AWOL, went off mission, right? And when it was like, well, this looks like a good time over here, and that's where I don't know. He just went off on some side missions or something because whatever. But it feels like they have been putting in some work on themselves, you know. But regardless, it's gonna come down to you and how you feel feminine, how you feel within you. Because there's also a reading I did where I said, like, offers are coming, but they're not all a cup of love. There's a caveat to everybody that is a romantic suitor coming into your life. Like, nobody's going to be perfect. And that's not a, I might have said this also in the unrequited love reading, but nobody's going to be perfect. And there's not, you should get rid of that from your mind, from your expectations immediately, because that's not going to happen. There's going to be something, there's going to be work that you're going to have to do with any potential suitor. Period. There's no perfect person. You're not perfect. They're not going to be perfect. There's going to be things that trigger you within any kind of relationship that you're in. However, there are different levels and categories to relationships that you can indulge in, right? And so some of these suitors are going to be like lighter connections. And what do I mean by lighter? Lighter connection meaning that they're not somebody that you've had like multiple past lives with. There's not somebody that you have like a deep, deep, deep ancient connection with, whereas like lifetimes upon lifetimes of, you know, pain or trauma or suffering or betrayals or lessons or ties have been in with, and it's not someone that you came here to catapult you into like the next level of your adventure, right? It's light, like it's fun, it's, you know, all right, it's easy breezy beautiful, like it's kind of, you know. But a real world example of this would be a relationship that you have with like a best friend, you know, like they've always been your best friend, or like you guys grew up together and you guys just, you're comfortable. It's like a really comfortable relationship. There's no past life like karma lessons attached to it. You guys are like fresh souls together, but you came here together to just be each other's person. I don't know, you know, the closest example that I can give to a light connection is that of which somebody that you grew up with, you know, they were neighbors next to you all throughout your childhood. You guys know each other through and through, and then you guys just decide one day because you're not married, like, we should just get married, right? And it's like this. That's like a light connection where it's not really like a deeply passionate connection. It's not like fireworks every time you kiss. The sex is fine, you know, like it's good sex. Sometimes there's like phenomenal sex within it, but more than likely most of the time, like, it's just fine. It's fine sex. It's not bad, it's not great, it's not mind-blowing, it's just fine. I'm telling y'all this because it feels like a lot of you guys are going to weigh out the options here and be like, I'm going for the light connection because you're tired. Because a lot of the feminines in this, and again, it could be feminine and masculine energy is in both a male physical body and a female physical body. But what I'm saying is a lot of the feminine energies here, we tired. We're tired of the lessons. We're tired of the struggles. We're tired of the drama. We're tired of the back and forth, the runner chaser, the all the things. We tired, and we tired of dealing with the trying to get the masculines to be on board with the feelings and things of this nature. And it feels like a large conglomerate over here of feminine energies. As soon as I said light connections, they were like, you know, but the caveat to that again is that you will still know soul wise, like you'll still know that there was someone or is someone that has so much more that your heart and soul craves and desires. And that's going to be what it is. Like, regardless of whether or not you choose to move on in a relationship with a lighter connection or not, even if you're married or things, your heart and soul will still know that, for lack of better words, that you settled. And only you can decide what's best for you, right? And it's kind of giving me here of like, you have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. It really is just you versus you, and it's you having to do what feels in alignment with what's right and true for your heart and soul. And but there are these the not light connections, the deep soul connections, the twin flames, the past life, lovers, the ancient connection ones are the ones that you have that magnetic draw to, and that feeling of passion, and it's just, your heart explodes when you're around them, when you think about them. It's world and soul shaking. But it requires work. They're often, I mean, y'all know, because I guarantee when I first started this and I mentioned this person, and even in the unrequited love reading, y'all knew exactly who I was talking about, and you know exactly who I'm talking about right now. And with that being said, you understand what I'm saying is it's work. Look at it. Look at the past. Look at y'all's past up to this point. It's been, nothing about it has been easy, but easy come, easy go. Like it. You just, you have to decide what's best for y'all at the end of the day. I'm just here to give the energetic reading of what it is and what's coming in here. But it feels like this lunar eclipse in Virgo is wanting you to meticulously analyze and look at exactly what it is that you want or don't want within a partner, and figure out what's going to work for you. And if it's not going to work for you, you just going to have to be like, hey, it's just, sorry. You know, Again, the two threads that I said over here about this person returning, if this person comes and again, the work that they've done is just not ticking the box for you, if it feels like it's going to be you trying to like carry them and across the finish line and think, that's not it. And you gonna have to tell them, look, hey, I appreciate the work and effort, but like, it's not, it should have never been about like, oh, I'm doing this for you. You should have been doing this for you. Like, it's you versus you. It's about you becoming the highest version for you. And it feels like they're gonna be salty about it. Like, oh, I did all this. Well, that's where you effed up. You should have been doing it for you all along. It talking about, oh, I was doing it for you. You should have been doing it for you. You want to be in competition with somebody, be in competition with being the best version of yourself. Be mad at me because I kept it 100. I stuck to the plan. I kept doing what I was supposed to be doing. You chose to take side missions. That's what happened. And Regardless what you choose, understand, I feel like I need to go back and reiterate this. There's not going to be anybody that is perfect, right? Among this batch of energies incoming to you, a lot of them are people that you have met in your past. Could be recent past, could be like past of years, could be past lives, whatever the case may be. Everybody has work that's going to be required to pour into them, into that relationship. Period. You require work within yourself in the relationship, and they're going to require work within themselves in the relationship. And that's just what it is. But there is a certain point of where it becomes too much work, right? And you have to decide what is the hard line, the cutoff of like what is too much work. Because if more than 50% of your energy consumption is going towards like making sure that they're good and they're okay, now you out of whack. That's not it. That's not conducive to you, and then it's stagnating you. And you gotta cut it, cut it, cut it. gotta cut it off, because that's not, at the end of the day, you are your biggest project. You are the most important project. You are the focus. You are the goal. Your well-being and your soul's progression, evolution, and ascension. Staying on your destined timeline and path is the most important thing. Your health and well-being is the most important thing. If you're dealing with a person starts tanking you, starts running you down, starts draining you, starts putting you in a more negative mood, frequency, vibration, got your head messed up and you're out of whack, you're overwhelmed, yay, gotta go. Anybody that comes in messing up your peace has got to go. Let that let that go. Right? Anything and anyone that is messing up your peace, weighing you down, draining you, stealing from you, siphoning from you with ill will, malicious intentions towards you, speaking ill upon you, manipulating you, using or abusing you in any way, got to go. Got to release that with this full moon. I release anyone and anything that's negatively affecting me, using me, abusing me, siphoning from me, draining me, stealing from me, plotting against me with evil, malicious intentions towards me, holding me back, or plotting against me, manipulating, abusing me in any way across all past lives, timelines, dimensions, realms, corners of the world, people, places, and things that this applies to. So mote it be. Amen. 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 And that's how we deal with that. Return these things back to senders with love, light, and healing, and keep it moving, right? Please keep that in mind when you're interviewing, when you're coming across all these potential suitors, right, that are coming into your life. Male, female, it makes no difference. Anybody that is negatively affecting you and throwing you off or weighing you down or draining your energy, they got to go. Person, place, thing, job, whatever it is, make that what you release during this full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. And that's what I have for you guys. I hope this was helpful. Thank you all for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. Hey, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Before you get off of here, hit this like button. Share it with your friends. If you know somebody who knows, they got an unrequited love situation going on, hit the share button. Sharing is caring. Share the wealth with people. I'm bringing you the free version, bringing you to the YouTube for free. Usually it's only on the Patreon for the paid members. And come on now. Share the kid some love. All right, y'all. Don't forget, you can join the Patreon and get all the exclusive things. I got my Road to Divine Authority via Chakra Healing series on the Patreon right now for tier 1 through 3, and you can purchase it just by itself a la carte. And yeah, don't forget the New Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension is available on Amazon as well. And all the things. Stay tuned. Ascension with V podcast every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And we got things going on out here. Support the kid. Okay? Support the kid. I'm doing this for y'all. Cool. I see you. V Squad.